Think of the last big decision you made, the job you took, the person you chose, the thing you bought and later justified. You believe you thought it through. Logic, evidence, careful weighing. You didn't. Your brain made that call in milliseconds, before the thinking even started. Then it built you a reason afterward and handed it to you as truth. By the end of this, you'll catch your own biases operating in real time, before they decide for you again. Daniel Kahneman mapped this exact split. He called it System 1 and System 2. System 1 is instant, automatic, built on pattern matching, not evidence. System 2 is slow, careful, logical, and almost never gets consulted in time. Here's why. Your brain is 2% of your body weight. It burns 20% of your energy. So it cheats, constantly. Not out of laziness, out of survival math written millions of years ago. Under stress, that cheating gets worse. Cortisol floods your system. Your prefrontal cortex, the rational one, goes quiet. The result, the more pressure you're under, the more your decisions run on autopilot. And here's the part that should really bother you. Being smart doesn't fix this. It just makes you better at defending the wrong call afterward. Intelligence builds better excuses, not better decisions. 7 of these shortcuts are running your life right now, today, without your permission. Here's exactly how to catch them. Bias 1. The sunk cost fallacy. It convinces you to keep feeding a failure just to avoid admitting you started it. This is what sank Barings Bank in 1995, a single trader hiding losses, doubling down instead of stopping, until $1.3 billion vanished. Notice it when you catch yourself saying, "I've already put too much in to quit now." The interruption. Ask what you'd do if you were starting today, with 0 already spent. Bias 2 is the one that makes beginners feel like experts. Bias 2, the Dunning-Kruger Effect. It makes the least competent people feel the most certain. The less you know about something, the less you're able to see what you're missing. Confidence peaks right before actual understanding begins. Notice it when a new skill feels easier than everyone warned you it would be. The interruption. Ask someone genuinely skilled to poke holes in your plan before you commit. Bias 3 is running every time you check the news. Bias 3, the availability heuristic. It makes recent vivid events feel statistically common, even when they're rare. This is why one dramatic headline can shift how safe an entire activity feels, regardless of the actual numbers behind it. Notice it when a single vivid story makes you afraid of something with objectively low odds. The interruption. Ask for the actual base rate before reacting to the story. Bias 4 decides your outcome before the negotiation even starts. Bias 4, anchoring bias. The first number you hear quietly sets the entire range of what feels reasonable. Retailers use this constantly. A high original price makes the sale price feel like a gift, regardless of actual value. Notice it when a number feels fair simply because it's close to the first one mentioned. The interruption. Research the real number independently before hearing anyone's offer. Bias 5 is why your explanations keep losing people. Bias 5. The curse of knowledge. Once you understand something, it becomes almost impossible to imagine not understanding it. This is why brilliant specialists routinely fail to explain their own field. They've forgotten what it felt like not to know. Notice it when someone looks lost and your instinct is to repeat yourself louder, not simpler. The interruption. Explain it to someone with 0 background out loud before presenting it to anyone else. Bias 6 is quietly deciding your retirement account and your health. Bias 6. Optimism. Bias. It convinces you that statistics apply to everyone except you. This is a core driver behind widespread retirement shortfalls. People consistently believe future. Then we'll handle it, so present them doesn't have to. Notice it when you assume you're the exception to a risk everyone else faces. The interruption. Picture your future self in vivid detail before making the trade-off today. Last bias. This one hides in your silence, not your action. Bias 7. The bystander effect on decision-making. The more people who could act, the less responsible any single person feels to act. This is what let clear intelligence get dismissed before Operation Market Garden. Everyone assumes someone higher up had already accounted for it. Notice it in meetings where you see a problem, but assume it's already been handled. The interruption, who asked directly, has anyone specifically owned this, or are we all just assuming someone has? 7 biases, all active in your life right now. Here's exactly where they do the most damage. Career and financial decisions. Watch for sunk cost and status quo bias working together. The signal, staying somewhere solely because you've already invested years. The interruption, ask if you choose this path today, starting from zero. Relationship choices. Watch for the halo effect and choice supportive bias. The signal, excusing a clear red flag because everything else about them feels right. The interruption, describe the behavior to a friend as if it happened to them, not you. Health and medical decisions. Watch for optimism, bias, and restraint bias. The signal, assuming you're the exception to a risk that applies to everyone else. The interruption, remove the option entirely rather than trusting willpower in the moment. Business and entrepreneurial decisions. Watch for overconfidence bias and survivorship bias. The signal, modeling your plan only on the rare companies that succeeded. The interruption, actively study the failures that looked exactly like your plan. Political and social judgments. Watch for my side bias and the bandwagon effect. The signal, assuming your side is objective and the other side is simply misinformed. The interruption, state the opposing argument in its strongest possible form before responding to it. Every single one of these lives in the same second, the second between the trigger and your response. That second is everything. Here's the truth this entire video was building toward. You were never making decisions. Your biases were making them and showing you the bill afterward, dressed up as reasoning. You can't eliminate bias. No one can. It's not a flaw to fix. It's the architecture you were built with. But you can do one thing that changes everything. Insert 1 second of awareness between the trigger and the action. That 1 second, not the impulse before it, not the excuse after it, is where your actual self lives. You are not your first thought. You are the 1 second pause that decides whether to believe it